What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. Today we're going to be doing a high level contest mayor's walkthrough. This one I've already graded. There aren't hardly any mistakes at all. This person is not in my group, but I'm going to be doing a video review for her anyway. So if you're a high level player and you want to see how a week is supposed to look when you make all of the right choices, this is definitely the video you're going to want to watch, okay? So I recently put out a order of rotations video, and I'm going to briefly explain the way you guys are supposed to be rotating your assignments if you're high level players. Make sure that you are playing the right technique. If you are a low level player, then you need to play low level calm. High level players are players that are level 25 that have a regional map unlocked, or are level 30 with regional maps. With or without regional maps, if you're level 30, you're a high level player. If you are level 25 and have a regional unlocked, you're still a high level player. The only people that qualify for low level contest to mayors is people that are between levels 11 and 29 and do not have a regional unlocked. The moment that you hit level 30 or you unlock a regional map, you are no longer a low-level player, okay? So, the way that the order of rotation is that when you first begin... Okay, so let's kind of back up here for a second. First, hit that like and subscribe button, okay? Join us on Facebook at SimCity Build It, MissyAnne. You guys will get updates on videos and guides and everything else if you join our Facebook page. So the first thing that you always do is set the scene. You're going to want to look at, what level it is, if you're in Mega, how many factory slots you have, how many tokens you've got, that kind of thing. Once you've done that, you're going to start with your task assessment. Now, it's extremely important that you understand the assignments. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pick and choose which one is the right choice. Simply just looking at what assignment it is and the value is not enough to play the contest of mayors and actually win, okay? Now, yeah, you might get lucky and get a few wins playing that way, but when you get up into the 80s and 90s, you're not going to win anymore, and people are going to end up beating you, and you're going to be miserable. So, if you want to actually win Mega pretty much every week, if not every week, then definitely going to want to get that Contest of Mayors guide. The link is going to be below in the description, and you're going to want to pay very close attention. Now, the first thing that you need to know is which assignments are premium and which ones are non-premium. Any task that can be worth 3,000 points or higher is considered either a premium or a high premium. For example, a Latin, Old Town, Launch Legendary. Those can all be worth 3,600 points. That makes them a high premium. A premium is a task that can be worth 3,000 points. So like war deliveries, regional HQ shipments, things like that. Anything that cannot be worth 3,000 points is considered a non-premium assignment. Now, the Contest of Mayors guide has that all labeled for you, okay? So right next to the name of the assignment, you're going to see either a P or an NP, or HP for high premium. Once you have labeled all of your assignments, either premium or non-premium, you are then going to label them either main task, rotatable task, or a no-touch or cancel, or last resort rotatable. Okay, last resort rotatable is usually something we use for low-level com players. So, what is a main task? You need to know that. A main task is a task that is worth 2,000 points or higher in your list. Doesn't matter if it's premium or non-premium. It's still a main task if it's worth 2,000 points or higher. Now, a rotatable task is a task that is below 2,000 points, and it is used to open up more main tasks. A no-touch task is a task that doesn't bring you anything good and is not worth your time, so you just don't touch it at all, right? Now, certain assignments are going to be no-touch based on how many assignments you have remaining, or the value and the type of assignment. For example, a monster task is a no-touch task if it's below 2,000 points. Because the algorithm is so high and he's limited, it doesn't make sense to do it when he's going to disappear or his health's going to drop down or it's just going to keep coming back. If an assignment that isn't worth a lot of points and can't be worth a lot of points has the likelihood of coming back like 99% of the time, then it doesn't make sense to waste your time doing it unless it's holding main task value. Other assignments that would be considered no touch for high level players are assignments that are pretty much non-premium and below like 1,000 points. Usually you do not have to resort to doing those. However, the way that the order of rotation is going to work is you are going to do all of your main tasks starting with the highest, with the best opportunity. Notice how I did not say premium or non-premium. Doesn't matter. All of your main tasks. For example, she has a non-premium Paris in her list. That is worth 2,400. It is a main task, and it's going to be done before any of the premiums that are below that are a rotatable value. So the way the order of rotation is that you start with your highest tasks, your highest main tasks with the best opportunity, while considering everything else like downtime, algorithm, premium versus non-premium, right? Okay, so if you haven't watched the Contest of Mayor's math videos, I highly recommend you do that. Once all of your main tasks are gone, so all you have left in your list is stuff below 2,000 points, that is when you start with your highest premium, with the highest algorithm. Now, this is extremely important. This is usually where most people screw up, okay? For example, we have a non-premium spatulas for 1,300. And if you look here, she has a 1,000 Omega for, that's premium for 1,000, right? Now, Omega has the highest algorithm out of all of the residentials. That being said, even though the spatulas are going to be worth 300 more points, most people would do the spatulas because they're worth more points. That is the incorrect choice. Because the value possibility is 3,000 on the Omega, it's more likely to return, and it's more likely to return worth 3,000 points, making that whopping 300 points that you're going to get extra for the spatulas not worth it, because you're going to get those points back when you do these premiums that are going to keep rolling back around. This week is a perfect example of how this technique works, okay? Once you've done all of your highest premiums with highest algorithms, you then move to your highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm. So here we would have, which ones are non-premium, right? Saying that all the main tasks are gone. We have the 1,330 on the holiday ornaments, the 13 on the spatulas, right? And then we have the hotspot. Now the hotspot is less points, but it has pretty much next to no it's more than likely not going to come back at all. The algorithm is extremely low. And the idea here is to open up more premiums. That would mean that we would do our Contest of Mayor's math, and it would show us that even though there's a slight value increase on the other assignments, that this one brings better opportunity. And the rules of rotation say that opportunity trumps value right now, right? So that would mean that hotspot would be our next choice, and we would continue that method until we either opened up more main assignments or we end up continuing rotating those until we get something better. So we're going to show you exactly how this works, right? Now, the first obvious choice is going to be the highest in the list with the best opportunity. That is going to be her premium earn fish coins, okay? That's for 2,500. Now, she gets an upgrade war card for 3,000, which is her next obvious choice. Okay, so here we have non-premium Paris for 2,400 and a premium London. Now, the non-premium Paris is 400 more points. So why wouldn't we do that to open up that place value first? It only makes sense, right? Okay, so we do that. Now she gets a launch VU for 2,000. Now, at this point, VU has a higher algorithm than the London delivery, right? So that being said, the fact that it did come in for 2,000, it's not being bad to her. So she has no reason not to rotate it. Now she gets a 1680 on refrigerators. So at this point, this is a non-premium assignment with a lot of downtime. More than likely, she will not do this assignment. However, depending on whatever it is that she prepped in her shop, it would be a good idea to at least put one refrigerator down and leave the other items ready for pickup. The way that you can do this is either by having your storage maxed out when you click on the shop and then placing one item down, or using a shop that does not have any items ready to collect and using the yellow arrows to cycle through so that you can place things down without having to collect everything. Okay, so here, a lot of people would have taken the downtime for the textiles. That would have been an incorrect choice. I don't know exactly how many slots she has in terms of factory, because I don't know if she was offered that promotion where you get like one of each on your factory. I don't think she's unlocked that final factory yet, which means that would be 2 rounds of textiles. So taking that kind of downtime right now would not be advised, especially if this is when her club is in war. Again, this is not a player from my group, so I don't know if her club is in war. But if it is, definitely not going to want to risk losing all that active war time by doing 2 rounds of textiles. So doing the London over the textiles was correct. Okay. Now she gets an upgrade Sunny for 2,000. This is still main task value, so she's going to do that. Okay. Here she gets a 1,400 on neo-simoleons. So what you see here is we have all non-premium assignments left. This is where things get interesting, right? So we've got a 1680 on refrigerators, but it's non-premium. So even though it's 600 points higher than the Omega, it's not going to be as valuable to us. That being said, when you go down here and you look, the hotspot upgrade is a non-premium. We want to open up all premium spots before we rotate these non-premiums so that when we rotate them, we are getting premiums in return. As long as these premiums are sitting here, we cannot get them. We can only get the ones that are not sitting here, right? So as long as that Omega is in your list for 1,000, it can't come in for more, which means that opportunity is 0. Now, of the 2 premiums down here at the bottom, whether it be Omega or Frosty, Omega has a higher algorithm rate, so it only makes sense to rotate that one first, which she does. Okay. Now, she gets those Fin coins for 2550, which makes that a main task, right? Highest in the list, main task, best opportunity, premium. That is her correct choice. Okay, so now she gets a non-premium epic for 600 points higher than her premium down below. However, again, same speech as I just gave you guys. This is a premium. We need to get this spot rotated in so that we can get some more main tasks. So she does that, and she gets an upgrade Sunny for 2,000, which is a main assignment. Okay. There's that Omega. Boom. That's why we rotated it. 2,000 point assignment. Excellent main task. There's that London delivery that we rotated a little bit ago. 3,000. Now she gets another main task for gingerbread. 2,250. There's a, what's that? That's her premium Omega. 3,000. Export HQ opens in 5 hours and 3 minutes. So she can't do the Fin simoleons yet. That being said, she has to take downtime anyways, right? She has no more premiums left that she can rotate, so she's moving to her highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm rate. But this one is a main task value, not a rotatable task. So given the fact that the next 2 choices, it would be stupid to let either one of these sit and do anything else, right? So now she's forced to take this downtime, get the textiles done, right? Okay. Now she gets a 2,000 keys. Now this is non-premium, but it's a main task, so of course she's going to do it. So there's an upgrade Tokyo for 3,000. Now she gets a 1760 non-premium lemonade bottles. Okay, so again, you can start making at least one of them, right? And then continue on with the right choices. This would be her next main assignment, so she needs to find a way to get it done. I highly recommend for you high-level players that you keep a huge stock of regional items in your inventory. Okay, I have tips on what you can do to do these assignments because these assignments are very difficult and you have to be very careful about which HQs you open and when you open them. So those tips are extremely valuable. Like I said, I highly recommend you guys look up the regional hotspot tip. Later on today, I will put the link to that video in this video, at the end of the video, okay? All right, so she does the thin coins, great. Now, pay attention, okay? Now she is down to her non-premium assignments again. No more premiums, no more main tasks. So what she needs to do is she needs to do the highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm, which would be the lemonade bottles, right? So it's got good opportunity. It likely will not return. But when you look at all the other options, the refrigerators are less in value and take more time. So there's the downtime. The horses, I keep saying the highest non-premium with the highest algorithm. I mean the least algorithm, correcting that. The horses come back a lot more frequently. So you want the highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm. All right, that being said, epic projects, those usually, if you read your contest to mayor's guide, those usually come back 2, 3, 4 times before they either continue to stay in your list or stay away. They're kind of a hit and miss. The ornaments, same concept. They have a pretty high algorithm rate on them. Not super high like Monster, but they're medium. So low algorithm is pretty much maybe you'll see it one more time. Medium algorithm is when you see it maybe 3, 4 times. And then high algorithm is when it's pretty much always in your list no matter what. Okay? So what does that open up? That opens up a 3K Frosty main task. Now she gets those keys again. So even though these have been done once before, they're for 2,000 points. They're her only main assignment, and it only makes sense to get those done. Okay? Now she gets a main non-premium planks. That's going to be her next choice. And there's that Omega. This will be the 3rd time it's come in. That's excellent. It's come in it was there for 1,000, then 2, then 3, then 2 again. Now, here is kind of, it's not, this is a mistake that I was talking about. Now, I understand why she chose what she chose. She chose the hotspot, even though it was 500 points lower because of the fact that it has the least amount of possibility of returning. It was a little steep. I probably would have went with the refrigerators because they should have been done by now. Because she should have prepped them. Only because they're less likely to return and the points are so good. You know, there's so many. But I understand why she chose what she chose. That being said, if she did not have anything prepped, I would not call this a mistake. So it's more of a matter of kind of what's going on in your game at the time. But I do understand why she picked this. Okay. So moving on. This is what's at the bottom of her list. We have a no-touch monster, no-touch design challenge, no-touch coins, no-touch repair, and a rotatable spatulas, rotatable ornaments, rotatable fridge, rotatable earn simoleons. Okay, now the reason that these are no touch at the bottom is because you have to think about what reason would you have to grab a task this low. There's always going to be something better, especially with the way she's rotated her assignments. Okay, now she gets that premium VU that she rotated in the beginning. It comes in for 2,000 points. 2,700 on drills, 3,000 VU again, right? Boom. Okay, now she's got the upgrade Tokyo. So we've got premium, main, non-premium main, premium main, premium main, premium main. Okay, so this would be a launch attack in Club Wars. Now this is 11 assignments before the streaks. However, I don't know what her war schedule is. Even so, she has 4 days and 2 hours remaining. Take a lesson, people. I'm serious. Pay very close attention. There are so many things that go into being successful. That is your choices, your speed, and how you are prepping your stuff. You should be always making canisters, always make sure that you have a omega bubble ready in case you have to do a neo-simoleons. Make sure that your factories are prepped, your shops are prepped, that you have tokens, that you have cash, that you have a good inventory, that you have a good group, that you are, getting things done when things need to get done. Knowing when to take downtime and when it's not okay to take downtime. If she would have taken that downtime for the text, that could have potentially destroyed her later on. If it just took all of her active wartime. Again, I don't know what her group schedule is. Okay, so she does that. There's that VU again. That's the third time it's come in the last 4 tasks, right? But look, it's 2K, 3K, 3K. I mean, that's great, right? Many of you guys are probably sitting there thinking, I never get this many main tasks. That's because you're rotating them wrong. This is how you get them. How many people sat and go back through, if you did take screenshots, go back through and look at all the times you chose a non-premium for 1,500 value over all those 1K tasks down below. And then finally, after your average dropped and you got so sick of it, you finally, on a fluke, decided to do a 1K task and you got a 3K task in return, right? Yeah, that's why. 2,400, this would be a main non-premium. There's that premium again. High premium, launch legendary, excellent. Non-premium wood, okay, so she gets non-premium, it's factory. Now I don't know what she had prepped in her factories. If she had a long factory item prepped, it would not have been incorrect to pick it up and do the wood, because if you look at the tasks remaining, it's 6 tasks before streaks. So even if she got electrical for 3,000, it would have been advised to not touch it, because if it continued to come back in the streaks, it could come back in almost every streak and she could fail, right? So it would have been advised to leave something like that sit anyway, so it makes perfect sense to pick up whatever she had in the factories and do the wood. Now, one thing that she could have done if she did prep electrical would be to pick up only maybe 10 or 20 of them and leave the remaining ones in case she ended up with 2 rounds after streaks were finished. Again, your prep is going to make all the difference. The way that you rotate your shops and your assignments and everything, it makes a huge difference in your success. She has 3 days and 22 hours left. She's doing kick-ass on her time. When you do an assignment, you immediately move to the next one. As long as there's no downtime involved and you don't absolutely have to take it, there is no time to dink around. So many people do that, and that is why they are not winning. Okay? Omega. How many times have we seen Omega this round? And how many times have we seen VU this round? I mean, they're being really good to her, right? I mean, that's exactly what we wanted. War deliveries, 3,000. There is the non-premium, but it's a main. 2,100 on hammers. VU again. So this is again why you guys need to be stocked, why you need to have a good group, why you need to collect storage and dozer even if you don't need it, so you can trade it for resources so you can play. And at worst, you can pay $20 for each VU item. If you go to the VU tower, when you click on it, it'll show, let's say you're missing 3 batteries or something. When you click on that little slider, it'll tell you, would you like to pay cash for the remaining pieces? They are $20 each, but if it means winning or losing 2,000 cash, you might have to do it. Okay, now here, this is where she makes the mistake I was referring to. This is kind of a shitty situation here. So she doesn't have any long factory production secured in her main list. However, she hasn't had any coming in, so it's kind of risky to go on with the streaks without at least trying to rotate something. But again, I probably would have she's already done the Fin Simoleons like 3 times, so she couldn't really do that. And honestly, it would have been foolish to do it before the streaks, knowing how many times it's come in, because of the fact that it would likely just continue to come in. I probably would have at least tried to rotate the refrigerators maybe, or I can't remember what's down below, but probably at least the horses or the refrigerators to see if I could secure anything. But again, I don't really consider it a huge mistake because she hasn't had any long factories come in at all. It was risky, but then again, you also have to look at the fact that she can afford to have that happen because she's went so quickly. So given the fact that she has so much time remaining, I don't really consider this a mistake. Now think, if she didn't move quickly and she only had, let's say, 2 days left, and she got just one long factory assignment, that could literally make her fail the streak and not be able to finish on time, right? So it's extremely important that you guys move quickly. So she does the 800 regular residential and she gets Omega again for 3,000 points. Now she's got a 1,500 regional export HQ. Now this right here is another task that you would try to secure down below. If you're somebody who only has one regional map unlocked, it's going to be extremely difficult to play the contest of mayors. You're actually better off unlocking an additional map, because when you do get, like a coins task or whatever, you want to try to do your coins tasks by selling regional items to those sim bubbles that pop up versus opening the HQs, unless you can secure this in the main list. Now she gets a high premium Old Town upgrade, which is excellent. Now she gets a 1,600 Paris, 3,000 VU. Again, how many times have we seen that? So that's really good. 2,000 Frosty. We've seen this one at least 3 or 4 times. There's that export HQ. Now, again, this is why you need to move quickly. So if she was just dilly-dallying around, that HQ could close and she would fail. 3,000 Sunny, 3,000 Omega, 1,500 Metal. Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Okay, let's go back just a second here. This is streak 2, okay? She is at 104,000 points in the first, 2 days of the contest. She's at 3 days, 20 hours, and she's got 3,000, 2,000, 3,000. So in 2 hours, she went up almost 2,000, 5,000, 6, 7,000, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So almost 18,000 points with the bonus points in 2 hours, right? Now, that actually took some time. She could have done it a lot faster if she wanted to, but the point I'm getting at is when you guys think people are so hacked and that, how do they put up these crazy points? It's really not that crazy. Now, the reason that we start the streaks later in the contest is because the way that the game works is if you boost up your score too fast, the game is going to give you garbage assignments to try to level you out. This allows you to hold your average and then do a score boost at the end of the contest. Too many people do the streaks early and don't win the contest. Now she gets an upgrade 3 Sunny. So this is the first assignment in streak 3. Upgrade Omega. Think about that. How quickly can you get these done if you have a good inventory? That's 6,000 points in a matter of seconds, right? Then she gets a 1,500 metal, 1,800 cargo. So we're talking about 6,000, 10,000, 18,000 points in a matter of less than an hour. Probably minutes if she had a good inventory. Now we've got a 3K Frosty, 1,800 cargo, 1,500 plastic, 1,875 on the export HQ. Cargo, Omega 3 again. Think about that. Look at how many times she's got this. I mean, this is exactly how it's supposed to work, you guys. This technique is, it couldn't have went more perfect. 3,000 London, 3,000 export HQ, 2,400 Latin. That was a damn good streak, right? 3, oh, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2,400 bonus points. 2K Omega again, 1,600 donuts, 1,700 seeds. Now she's finished the streaks. Okay, so now she's got the 189. She's doing kick-ass. She's got 1 day, 18 hours remaining. And she's going to do the fin simoleons. Now it moves to value trumps opportunity. She's going to do her main assignment, which is the pizza. So again, you guys, value trumps opportunity when you get to the last 15 tasks, which means that we don't rotate low premiums anymore. So now she's going to do a main 3K on the VU. She gets a main 2,400 high premium. Now here, we're going with the highest, which would be, she technically should have done the refrigerators because it's 30 points higher. But it's not a big deal. She probably has a ridiculous lead on the leaderboard. 3,000 war card upgrade, 2,300 on fin simoleons, 2,400 Old Town, and look at that end score. And she won by 9,000 points. See how hard it gets? She won by 9,000 points. And look at how many assignments she had that were 2,000 and 3,000 points or higher. Now think back to all the times you played the contest. How many times have you ever gotten that many assignments that were of that value or higher? It's the way you rotate them. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to pay very close attention. All of these things matter. Speed, prep, choices. If you don't have all three of those things equally invested, you will not be successful, okay? You may win here or there if you're going against people who aren't playing properly. But when you get up into the higher levels especially, you will not win if you don't put in the work and do good. Hopefully this video really helps you guys understand why we make the choices the way we make them and how to make those choices. But if you have any questions or you want me to review your week, you're more than welcome to submit your Google shareable album. I do have a video showing how to do that, but I need you guys to make sure that I have top and bottom screenshots, that every bit of information is visible, and that it shows me the task that you actually selected, and that all screenshots are in order, okay? She did end up winning, which is good. She ended up, ending a day and a half early, which is good. So another thing, you guys, is that when you move quickly, the people below you, most of the time, they don't bother trying to beat your score because they don't think that they can. When you allow them to catch up and catch up and catch up, they figure, well, I've already got so much invested, I might as well just keep going and try. Even though they wouldn't have otherwise done that had you just done what you needed to do properly. Now, waiting until the last day does not help you get better assignments. It just screws you up. If she missed even 1 day of the contest, she could have potentially lost, because she could have, just think, she didn't really get any long factory productions. But if she only had a day and 18 hours left. Think about that. It would only take 2 long factory productions to set her completely back. And sometimes you get several of those. I put up a video where I played Mega, and it happened to me. I finished pretty much all of my assignments within the first day, and I ended up getting a ton of long factory productions on my tickets, and it ended up barely getting me to the last 8 hours of the contest in time to finish, but I had to do them. And thankfully, I had enough time to do them because I moved so quickly. All right, you guys, like I said, hopefully that helps. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and support the channel by clicking the like button. Comment below if you'd like, and you can definitely join us on Discord, or we do have a spot in the group, but we only accept players who are active, serious players who want to learn and be productive. if you're on the Missy's Building Guide, you're more than likely to get, accepted because your city really needs to be in a good club in order to progress and do good. But we do accept people who are not on the Building Guide, but you have to be successful. Okay? Good luck to you guys.